Welcome. Today we are making sweet potato honey cornbread. I had extra baked sweet potatoes on hand left over from making pies and decided to make cornbread muffins for our holiday dinner. Now, I'm a proclaimed sweet potato fan. I love sweet potatoes cooked in just about any manner: mashed, baked with butter, fried in cookies, cakes, pies, or fries. I have made sweet potato cornbread in the past, but I could not for the life of me find the recipe. So today I am adapting my go-to honey cornbread recipe to make it work. So let's go. First, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. To a large bowl, we are going to add our flour, our yellow cornmeal, not white. I have made that mistake in the past. I've learned that there is a difference in the taste between yellow and white cornmeal. So please just stick with the yellow cornmeal. Now I'm going to add in sugar, salt, and baking powder. And you just want to get in there and mix up a bit. In a separate bowl, or in my case a measuring cup, add the vegetable oil, honey, and melted butter. Stir well to incorporate that honey into the oils. The reason why we put the vegetable oil in first is so that the honey doesn't stick to your measuring device. Now I like to add this mixture to the dry ingredients and just kind of zhuzh it up a bit. I find that if I don't do it this way, the honey does not settle properly into the cornbread and it kind of finds its way to the top and sits on top. It looks burned. The taste is fine, but it's sweeter in the middle than it is on the edges. So just trust me, and it looks crazy, but mix it in at this point. Now I want to set that bowl aside and use the same measuring cup to add the milk and the eggs. And just whisk your eggs into your milk. Now, if I'd planned well, I would have had this sweet potato already mashed, but we adapt. So I added the sweet potato in and smushed it up into the milk mixture. To this, we want to add cinnamon and allspice. And just mix it up really, really well as you can, because the cinnamon does want to rise to the top. Add your wet ingredients to the dry-ish mix. Now I'm using a hand mixer, but I'm sure that you can do this by hand as well. I am making cornbread muffins since I'm taking this to a holiday dinner, and it's just easier for transport and for serving, but you can make this in a cast iron skillet or a baking dish if you choose. I have added cupcake liners to the muffin tin, and using an ice cream scoop makes filling the liners easy and less messy. By the way, if you have a choice, cook your muffins in a light colored pan, not a dark pan. If you have a dark pan, obviously use what you have, but just watch it closely because dark colored pans tend to cook things a little more quickly. I am a fan of gold bakeware, specifically from Williams & Sonoma. I'm not sure this pan is from Williams & Sonoma, but I do have their bundt cake pans and other pans of theirs. They can be a bit expensive and they do scratch easily, so you don't want to use them with metal utensils, but nothing bakes better than their gold line. So they're nice and heavy, sturdy. So if you have the funds, you might want to look into the gold line from Williams and Sonoma. Anyway, we're going to pop this into the oven for about 20 minutes. While they're baking, let me take the time to thank you for visiting the recipe experience, where I hope to encourage you to try something new. So please help this small channel grow by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for more of the recipe experience. And here they are, fresh from the oven. They smell so good. I'm going to take them out of the muffin tin and place the muffins on a cooling rack before we dig in. So this one is cooler, but look at that beautiful orange color. I don't think the camera does it justice. Can you see the spices in there? Anyway, let's dig in. These are so soft and moist. I'm just going to add a pat of butter and give my husband half so that he can taste it as well. Look at that, y'all. These are a 10 out of 10. These are so good. The family is going to love them. So, if you want a little twist on the classic cornbread recipe, you have to give this a try. This is a winner. Well, thank you for joining the recipe experience, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. God bless.